G'day, it's Ekant here from EkantTakePhotos.com, and you're in for a treat today. Not only does it look like we have got some pretty cool conditions for some sunset shots, but you get to see something else that's pretty spectacular. Me in waders. There's very few things sexier than a fat man in waders. Alright, let's get into it. Now, even though I arrived about half an hour before sunset, there's a lot of heavy cloud cover out to the west, which has meant that the sun has dipped behind there, and any sort of action from some rays or anything like that as the sun goes down behind the mountains has been lost. It doesn't mean that we don't have something to work with. You can see the golden colours of the clouds up there, those high clouds are going to give us something pretty, I think. We still got plenty of blue sky where we are, and that could turn a little bit purple and pink as time goes on. But I thought I'd try and make the most of it. We've got this little stream here running into the Waimakarir River. And I am going to try and use this as a bit of a leading edge across my screen and take a shot. Now I'm going to start with a 1/15 f/22 shot. I'm going to try and keep as much of the foreground in the shot as possible and less of the sky. There's some nice clouds there, but I'm going to try and keep about 2/3 on the river. So even though that was a cool shot, it didn't really have the dynamism I was looking for. To show the flow and the movement of the river, especially over to the left here. So I'm going to switch over to the Smooth Reflections app that comes with Sony cameras, and you can download that off the Play Memories website. And what that will do, will start blending a few single frames together and give you that smooth sort of feel. It's definitely not a replacement for some filters if you've got access to some decent filters, but I actually don't have access to decent filters. I got a couple of cheap ones which turn everything pink and purple. Not exactly the best look. So I'm going to start by blending 16 shots together here, and then from there I'm going to see if I can blend a few more. So looking at this one where we've blended 16 shots together, you can see it's nice and smooth already. You've got some nice movement there compared to this one, which was the static shot. We've gone with this one, you can see it's much smoother. So I've just spotted some calmer water up here. You can see it on the corners of the rivers where you'll get some calmer water, and it's nice and clear, so we might be able to get some nice reflection. Now, something I should really have spoken about before I came out here is this whole idea of safety on the river. I come to this river quite a bit. I take quite a few photos here. I know which areas are deep, which areas are not, and generally if I can't see the bottom, I'm not going to be walking across it. The common rule that we use in New Zealand is if there's any doubt, there's no doubt. Just don't cross the river. Make sure you're prepared, make sure you're taken care of. Try and have someone with you if you're not used to going on the river. Have some waders, and take care of yourself as well. You can always get more gear, but you're a little bit harder to replace, so keep that in mind. Alright, so here we are, and there's a little bit more calmer water. I'm going to set up my tripod, see if I can catch those colours, and then I have to wait a little bit because I've been marching through the water. It's gotten disturbed a little bit. Hopefully it'll calm down. Let's give it a go. Now, I've allowed the water to calm down a little bit after I've gone tramping through it, and hopefully it'll be nice and still by the time we've blended all our shots together. Now, I was looking at the sky and trying to work out how best to frame the shot and compose it. And you might have heard about the rule of thirds, how you need to have a third in the bottom, a third in the middle, a third at the top, and you never want to have the horizon right in the middle. Well, I kind of disagree with that in this shot. I looked at the ground taking up the bottom 2/3, and then I swapped it and had the sky taking up the top 2/3, and neither really appealed to me because there's action in both the bottom and the top. So I've gone and taken almost like a horizontal horizon shot, put the rule of thirds to one side. I don't really think of it as a hard and fast rule. I think of it more as a good suggestion, especially when you're starting out for composition. But experiment, see what looks good, see what works. It might turn out looking crap. That's fine. It's all about learning. I've gone a little bit gung-ho with this shot, and I've gone and set it up for 196 exposures, just to really smooth out that water, because there is still a few little ripples with the water coming before me and coming towards me in front of me, and me standing here, it's pushing a little bit that way, but you've got a little bit of movement here, and I want to smooth that all out. What it does do though to the clouds is that it's going to make those really streak. Now we don't have too much cloud movement up there, which is nice, not too much wind, which is going to mean that any sort of streaks that come will be minimal, but hopefully it doesn't mess up too much with regards to the colours. I don't want the colours to be all muddied up there, which is one thing that can happen when you start blending multiple shots and the colours changing in between them. So that's pretty much me done for the evening. The sun is well below the horizon. We've still got some of those purples and blues coming out that are typical of the blue hour that is post-sunset. So today, looking at what we have done, trying to frame yourself up with the water, trying to smooth it out with the Smooth Reflections app. But more than anything, remember, if you're going out and you're doing some sort of landscape photography in water, make sure you know what you're doing, make sure you don't take any stupid risks with regards to crossing water that you don't know about, and make sure you let someone know where you're going. As always, if you've got any questions, you've got any recommendations, let me know and I'll see what I can do, and hopefully I'll catch you next time. All right, see ya.